Hello, my name is Ed Frawley. For the last 42 years of running Leerburg, I always knew there would come a point in time when I needed to step away. I was either going to work till I dropped, or I was going to try and figure out how I would retire. And that time has come. I never knew how I would pick the right time. I knew that it would come as a gut feeling. And a lot of my friends have been retired for many years. They would continue to ask me, Ed, when are you going to retire? And I'd say never, because I'd loved what I was doing. My goal from 50 years ago was to make my living somehow in the dog industry. And I just loved training dogs. And I loved it right up to the point where I'm going to step away from it right now. I knew there would be a gut feel for when I would do it. I just didn't know when. I knew that my family would play a part in that decision, and that's kind of what's happened. In the summer of 2025, I had two of my younger brothers die. One of them died from the result of smoking 2 packs of cigarettes a day. The other one, and I love them both, the other one, his hobby was collecting very expensive whiskey. And his living room had a wall on it with probably 300 bottles of whiskey in it, some of the best whiskey you could buy. And I never saw him get drunk, but I always found it interesting that half the bottles were empty. I lost both Chuck and Tim, and that's when I realized I don't want to work until I'm dropping dead. I have things I still want to do in my life, but more importantly, when I look back at what I've done, I've accomplished everything I've really wanted to do. I'm an American that grew up in Toronto, outside of Toronto, and when I was in high school, I would work up by Hudson Bay for the Canadian National Railroad. And I worked on an 18-hour train ride north of Toronto, and I dug telephone poles for 2 summers in the bush, living in a bunk car with a railroad gang. And I found out what it was like to go out and catch really cool fish, because I was fishing in waters that had never really been mapped before. And I thought, you know, if I want to pick a time when I'm going to retire, I still want to be healthy enough to go back up to Canada and fish when I want to fish. Because my hobby had always been dog training, but in the back of my heart, I loved fishing. And that's what I'm going to do. But I have to say that I owe huge amounts of thank you to 2 different groups of people. The first ones are the professional instructors that I talked into coming and doing online courses or doing videos with Leerburg. I met some of the best dog trainers in the country, some of the best dog trainers in the world. I had an opportunity to travel the world, go into Europe and all these other countries over there and produce videos. People that have the drive to learn about dog training would give their left arm to be able to do what I've been able to do. And I appreciate these instructors a lot, because they're all good guys. If they weren't good guys, if they didn't treat people respectfully, then I didn't want to do business with them. And that's not the case with the people I work for. The second group of people that I want to thank are the customers. I have customers that write me that have been buying videos, been buying streams, been buying online courses for 25, 35 years. And it just warms my heart to think about all these people that had enough trust in my ability to pick good quality instructors to do video courses with, or pick the right top of the line dog training equipment for them to use. People can go to Walmart, people can go, I won't name competitors, it doesn't matter. But from the very beginning, and I will say this, from starting in 1982 until into the middle 90s, I never sold dog training equipment, because it was in the back of my head that if I'm going to sell equipment, it's only going to be the best damn equipment that I can find anywhere. And I think I've accomplished this. I've also accomplished it in the people that I'm going to talk about in another video that I've been lucky enough to come in and take over Leerburg. But that's in a different video. This video is just about me telling customers that it's hasta la vista time for me to step back and take some time for myself and for my family. And I don't know how you can go ahead and what you can say about all these people that have put their trust in you. I just had a meeting today, for example, with the Amish harness makers that we have that came to Leerburg just to say goodbye. And I've done business with these guys since the early 1990s. I started business with their father, who passed away 10 years ago. And now the sons are doing it for us. And it warms my heart. I mean, to go in there and see these guys, and they gave me this really, really cool cooler filled full of Wisconsin cheese and things with Leerburg.com and the years on the front of it. I had no idea it was coming, and I never expected it. They're just good people. I think one of the things that's always been in the back of my mind from the beginning of being in business is to only do business with really good people. There's enough sharks out there that we don't need to deal with people like that. And really, when you come down to it, I think that the instructors that we've done business with over the years are the top 1%. There's a lot of people out there that are good dog trainers. There's a lot of people out there that want to become professional dog trainers. And I think that the hands that I'm passing Leerburg off to are going to be able to continue to supply that kind of information. I already know from sitting down and talking to both Ian O'Connell and David Littlefield on what their plans were for taking over Leerburg and running Leerburg, and they have the exact same philosophy that I have. They want to get really good and continue to get really good trainers to come in and to do courses with them, and they want to only sell really top quality products. I had an opportunity, several opportunities, to sell Leerburg to private equity firms, and I walked away from them because I knew that the only thing they cared about was the bottom line. They didn't care about my employees. I have employees. Kaya, my office manager, has been with me for over 25 years. Ryan, my IT manager, has been with me for over 20 years. It was more important for me to know that Leerburg was going to stay where it is, run by the people that know how to run it, and do business with somebody that has the same philosophy that I'd had. The private equity firms, they don't have that interest. The only thing they care about is money. And I thought those people, if I sold Leerburg, they were going to move it. Leerburg's staying exactly where it is right now. We're not changing any of the people that work for us. Nothing's going to change, except you might see more courses come out. Ian and Dave are both retired canine officers and have been retired for some time. And I'm going to do a video with them in a couple of days and talk about the direction that they're going to go with Leerburg. And it's going to be interesting for everybody that's involved. So, but in closing this thing out, I have to say thank you to everybody, the instructors' wives, their families, so many good customers. I mean, we send out between 30 and 40,000 newsletters every week, but that doesn't take into effect the other 50 or 100,000 people that still buy from us that don't want to get newsletters all the time. If they're like me, they hit that unsubscribe button, but they still come back to us to buy things when they need them. So with all of this said, I just want to say thank you for doing business with Leerburg. I'm going to miss you, but I've actually done this 2 weeks ago. I've thought of this, and as I tell my friends, I'm living the dream, and every day is Saturday.